Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for Episode 4 of Star Wars: The Skeleton Crew. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way, shall I? Leave a like. Comment below and let me know your thoughts on Star Wars: The Skeleton Crew. And, of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, as y'all know, if you have been following me on this ride for the last 3 weeks, you know I have really been enjoying the show quite a bit. In fact, I love the show. I look forward to seeing these characters every single week. I'm actually looking at the clock once it hits 7 because it drops at 8 o'clock my time. Well, I'm just like, okay, we got an hour left. Let me go ahead and finish this up. Okay, now I'm making openings to make sure that I watch this as soon as it drops. And with that comes expectations, and the expectations get higher. Now, again, you know, I don't think this is going to be the best Star Wars show ever. I don't. I also don't think this is going to be the Star Wars show that saves Star Wars. You know, it is just a fun little show. I like the kids. I like Fern. I like Neil. I like William. I like KD. Or is it KB? It's KD or KB when it comes to the future mechanic of the galaxy. I like hanging out with them. I even like Jude Law's character quite a bit. Don't know his name yet, but I will at some point. And going on this adventure, it was just at some point, the momentum had stopped because I was like, okay, episode 1 was really good. Episode 2 was good, it was fine as well, but I really liked episode 1. Episode 3, to me, this is what set the show into the stratosphere. I was like, yeah, no, this is going to be a really, really good show. I'm really looking forward to it. Now here we are, halfway point, only got 4 episodes left, and this one to me is the weakest out of the 4. I still liked it, I still had a lot of fun, and I liked a lot of things that we accomplished within it. I want to say this is not filler by any means. Did we move forward? No, but we learned a couple of things here. And again, I did like some of the execution that we did with it. It just went way too fast. And I think now the runtime of the episodes are really starting to show itself. I think every episode runs between like 25 to 42 minutes. And it never goes more than that. And, you know, that's fine if every episode was 42 minutes and every episode was 50 minutes or, you know, a little bit longer. And that's the thing. I just think these episodes need to be longer. Like, going into this one, and this is also a detriment to some things that were just built up within the previous weeks that just weren't in execution. Last week, we come to terms that, hey, Jude Law's character is not a Jedi. He's been playing tricks on them. He never admitted that he was a Jedi, but he is not a Jedi. And obviously, they're going to feel some type of way about that. They got on the ship with him, but they still feel some type of way about it. And the fact that we just gloss over that completely within this, and like they're a unit again at this point, like, yeah, sure, he doesn't go along with them on the ride, which also makes no sense as to why they wouldn't bring him along this adventure. This clearly doesn't look like your home. It does not look like it whatsoever. It looks run down. It looks a little scary. Bring the guy along. I just feel like these 4 kids would have brought him, or at least me, with them as solid backup, and not leave those 2 behind to wander along themselves just because, like, oh, it's home, it just looks a little different. No, like that choice to me, it was a choice of, well, because plot. This has to happen because this is going to happen later. And again, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way within that. But, you know, the kids go their separate ways, and, you know, they trust him enough to be alone. And he gets caught by the enemy that they are with later on, because there's this little civil war on this planet. And to me, this story element that was happening with Neil in particular, to me was the most fascinating storyline of them all. I really loved everything that we did with Neil for the most part. I liked how he made this friend, and this girl here was just going, hey, you're not like them. You're kind of cool. I like you. Come over here. Look at this gun. This gun's pretty cool, right? Like, showing him all the cool stuff because all she knows is war. This is her way of life. And he's just like, man, this isn't fair. He's just like, yeah, you know, cool, but, you know, you shouldn't be doing this. You should, like, be playing games and all these different things. And that dynamic, that dichotomy, that duality of 2 characters, of, you know, one, especially as kids, is just, it really felt it. I really felt it all the way through, of one who's never felt violence whatsoever. This is his first true big adventure. All he knew was one way, and it was very, very innocent. He goes to school, he gets a job, and then that's it. It's very safe, it's very normal, and there's no worry about it. While this other girl, all she knows is that she's got to wake up and she is going to fight for the next day. And seeing those conversations and the way they bounce off of each other was very nice to see, to the point where I honestly wouldn't mind revisiting the storyline later with adults, and this is like the love story that we're building up with in the galaxy far, far away. And this is the main storyline pushing through with it. That's how much I enjoyed that storyline. Everything else, again, just felt so rushed. Jude Law's on a adventure all by himself where, Smee's like, he keeps repeating the line of, I don't know anything about Adan or whatever he said. That too, I came to a point of like, okay, well, this is obviously going to come into play. He does know something about Adan. He just has to pretend he doesn't know anything about it. And then miraculously, completely off screen, takes over their people and takes the camels back, 2 over them, gets paired back up with the kids, and that was the reason why he had to be separated. And I'm just like, man, I really wish I would have liked to have seen that. And also, why did he take the kids back? Because he has to. That's what the plot demands. Because clearly, he doesn't really care about the kids. He just wants to get at Adan to get to the treasure. If I was him, at this point within his character arc, I'm thinking, well, I don't need these kids anymore. I can just get on the ship freely. They clearly don't know where Adan is. We're back at square one. I'm going to go find my own way over there. It would have been differently if, we would have seen, hey, they go through this little hump of, hey, you kind of lost our trust because you lied to us about being a Jedi. They come to understanding, or we see part of his adventure and he goes, you know what, I kind of miss those kids. Okay, yeah, no, I'm going to take them along for the ride because I'm pretty sure we're building up to they're going to get to Adan and then he's going to betray them just so he can get the treasure. And it's just, I just don't feel like we earned that. I just don't feel like we earned it. And then later on in the episode, where they get into their planet where the supervisors live and all that, they go up and they see the different marks to the other planets, and Adan's gone. And it turns out Smee is still saying the line, and then Fern goes, oh, and like has this huge, like not panic attack, but just super angry, asking him to shut up saying that, moving away. And then here comes Wim going over to talk to Fern going, what's up, Captain? I'm like, man, another moment that just got skimmed through because, in the beginning, he was like, no, I wanted to be captain. I wanted to be the leader. And yeah, absolutely. I mean, love the self-awareness on the kid to be like, look, man, if I was the captain, because she even goes, you should have been the captain. He's like, if I was the captain, I would have not haven't gotten us as far as you did. You've done a pretty good job by all well standards. And, she's being upset because she's like, not a good captain. All I got was to us in war. And yeah, sure, that's understandable to get in. But never throughout the whole entire season have I seen her struggling to be a captain until it got to this episode. Hell, she wouldn't even say that she's the captain until she gets back on the ship just to stick it to Wim, pretty much. It wasn't about actually being the captain. And suddenly in this episode, when they're out talking to other people, she's like, yeah, no, I'm the captain. So it was just those types of moments where I'm just like, man, it would have been nice to see Wim on the sideline be like, you know what, that was a good call. Hey, that was a good call. Yeah, no, you are the right choice to be the captain. I don't need him to say it out loud, but just cut to him a little bit to be like, that's a good call. I like that. Okay, that's fair. Points to the captain. And then Fern making a call and be like, ooh, I don't know if that was the right choice to make, instead of just saying this all bundled up in this episode, which again, I understand why she would be upset to be like, I led my team into war. Pretty much, we were going to die. We were going to be the sacrifices of this. We were the decoys going in. And sure, that's all well means to be upset. So I guess I kind of like the choice now talking about it out loud. But I still would have liked to see a little bit of a build up to get to that point. And then finally she realizes from episode 1, I did like this call quite a bit when she was like, okay, no, he does know where Adan is. Someone told him, so let me tell him to override it, because we saw that in episode 1. Good callback, liked it. Turns out he's evil. Well, not evil. He's just doing what his old captain's orders are. She's so scared that she can't get the orders out. Like, I'm your captain now. And then Neil saves the day, completes this arc about being brave, going, leave him alone. Jude Law turns him off, and then he passes out, and that's how the episode ends. I would like to stay on this plan a little bit longer. I assume next week we're going to open up. Maybe we'll check back in on the parents, but they will be back on the ship on their next adventure, going to the next planet. Maybe they need to go to one of the others, and then see like if their map is still available, and then going on and so forth from that until we get to the finale. It was just one of those episodes where the execution just wasn't completely there. I understand all the choices that they made. I just would have liked a little bit more of a build-up. Let them simmer a little bit, let them cook, let them thaw. All the analogies that you want to make to it, just so that those moments hit a little bit more, and I felt more satisfied within it. While part of me, with some of the options, like Jude Law's character and everything that he went through or did not go through on screen as opposed to off screen, again, it just felt like, hey, all right, we checked that off, and we checked that off, and we checked that off. But I'm still enjoying the show. I still like the episode, regardless of how hard I'm going in on it. I am going to remember the Neil and moments with his friend. I liked everything about that. I kind of wish she came along for the ride. Don't really know why she did a flip after she exited the show, but hey, do you. Those moments I am going to remember. It's just those moments where I'm just like, I know you could do better, show, because I've seen it. I've seen you do better. Just get back to that in episode 5. But yeah, overall, still enjoy the show. Leave a like if you made it this far. I would greatly appreciate it. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on this episode of Skeleton Crew. And again, hit that subscribe button to come along for this ride with us and talk about it, along with everything else. We got Creature Commandos coming out tomorrow. Got the double feature of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Mufasa the Lion King. Gonna talk about the Superman trailer too. Just a lot of things added to this channel. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of that action. And until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.